To produce 1 pound of coffee beans, farmers need to harvest more than 1,500 of these cherries. Each one contains 2 seeds that will be sorted, processed, and roasted before they reach your cup. In 2022, the average US price for a pound of coffee was $5.89. But there's a specialty category called single origin coffee that can easily cost over $30 per pound. Some exclusive harvests cost over $80 per pound. So what makes this coffee so special? And why is it so expensive? It's November in Nyeri County, Kenya, and the coffee harvest is in full swing. There are over 12.5 million coffee farms in the world. Almost 95% are owned by smallholders like Joseph. He runs a 1-acre farm, part of which he inherited from his parents.
Coffee is all about quality. If you produce coffee with a higher quality, the higher prices you get for your coffee.
Coffee grows differently depending on the altitude, climate, soil, and sun. Farms here sit around 1,700 meters above sea level in rich volcanic soil.
The coffee grows very slow, they take long time to mature, and the longer coffee takes time to mature, the better the quality. Almost everywhere, every farmer is growing coffee.
High-altitude coffee produces fruity and floral flavors. Drinking coffee brewed from beans exclusively from one region ensures that those distinct flavors come through. It's what's called single origin coffee. The quality and unique taste are the biggest reasons it can cost so much. But achieving that quality isn't easy. The terrain here is too uneven for machines, so farmers pick the coffee by hand, one cherry at a time. For coffee, ripeness is key.
Nashuna ile red, ile matured, nashuna ile imekoma na ile ingine ninawasha. Lakini kwa muda wa wiki 2 ama 3 ile ingine imekoma. Kwa wiki inaenda karibu 500.
Mary has been growing coffee for over 25 years.
Hii kahawa ni kuinherit kutoka kwa mbambu. Iko na miaka kama 50 something.
Each branch has ripe and unripe cherries, so she has to pay close attention while picking. The way coffee is harvested here in Kenya is very different from how it's done in Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer. On huge farms with flat terrain, the harvest is mechanized. The trees are at a lower elevation, and the yields are higher. Mechanized production is more efficient, but this efficiency can hurt quality control. When the whole tree is picked at once, ripe and unripe cherries are lumped together. This is commodity coffee, destined for mass production and industrial use. Its price is low and volatile. The highest quality coffee is called specialty coffee. This coffee has unique attributes that expert tasters, called Q graders, rate the highest. Single origin coffee is often rated at the highest end of specialty coffee because of its distinct flavours. Both specialty coffee and a lot of commodity coffee come from the same plant, Coffea arabica, but not all Arabica coffee is created equal. This can of ground coffee is 100% Arabica. It costs around $8 a pound. In 2022, a single origin coffee grown in Panama sold for over $6,000 a pound at auction, also 100% Arabica. The better the flavour and the smaller the harvest, the more expensive the coffee. Back at Mary's farm, there's still work to be done. After harvesting, workers sort the cherries to weed out any defects. These negatively impact the flavour and lower the price of the coffee. But they need to work quickly. Processing coffee soon after harvest is key to maintaining its quality. Processing infrastructure is expensive, so most farms in Kenya share centralised facilities. Over 1,000 farmers from the region bring their coffee here. Each processing method has a different impact on taste, but they all have the same end goal: separate the seed from the fruit.
These are the 5 stages of coffee processing: the red cherry, the wet parchment, dry parchment, green coffee, and roasted coffee beans.
This is the washed process. It's the most common way to process coffee in Kenya. After weighing and inspecting the coffee, workers remove the outer skin in a process called depulping. Then they place it in fermentation tanks where it rests for 12 to 14 hours. Fermentation breaks down the mucilage, the sticky inner layer of the fruit, so it can be washed away. The next day, workers push coffee through a series of channels, cleaning off the seeds. This is also where one of several grading processes takes place. Workers separate lower quality, less dense beans, which float to the surface. Even though these beans sell for less, they still provide important income to producers. The denser coffee flows to soaking tanks to ensure any remaining mucilage is removed. Once the seed is free, the coffee flows out of the tanks and onto drying tables. Roasters sell coffee either as a blend of beans from different countries or as single origin. But there's no officially agreed upon definition of the term. It can refer to a farm, a cooperative, or a country. Consumers who buy this type of coffee are usually seeking a particular flavour or aroma. The costs of processing, transportation, and running a roasting business are all bundled into the price customers pay for coffee.
It's so expensive to get coffee here. Everything from the farm to the port, everything has gone up. The boxes where we ship your coffee per subscriptions or